Alrighty, we are live. What up, Milas? We are live from Columbus, OH, and this is the Ramsey Show After Show. Yes, we are live from Columbus, and we do have audio, so we're all good there. It really brightened up once I integrated the audio into the streams. That brightened it up for sure. That made it more interesting. Indeed, I am a Ramsey Solution Certified Financial Coach, Coach Steve Money. You're watching this on youtube.com/Coach Steve Money. And for my financial content, you just scroll past the Oak Island playlist and you'll see the Ramsey Show After Show playlist. And as you can see, today is number 534. So I've been doing it for a good minute now, as the kids say. Answering your financial questions stream. There's 138 in there. And there's 12 Ramsey adjacent, Ramsey adjacent songs in the music playlist, including How to Do the Baby Steps Right. And that's a parody of the phrase How to Save a Life. Market report. Oh, before the market report, new time for the Ramsey Show on Monday. Mod announced it today. He did not say whether it is going to be all 3 radio hours or if it was just going to be 2 of them. So basically what's going to happen is the live radio show still at the same time. And so they did have one today. We didn't get to see it on YouTube just now. That was a best of. That was not labeled a best of. And so we will see today's new show. And it was Ken and Jade. And so it's interesting. Because Friday's not Friday, then it's possible we'll see Dave on some Friday YouTube broadcast, because that's not when it's actually recorded. Oh, let's see. So, but you will probably, if it stays like that, you'll probably never see Dave on a Monday because it would be the Friday show. And again, yeah, that's 9 a.m. Eastern time. And so that is going to cut a lot of your Pacificers out of the live chat, which is sad. But that's the way it goes, right? So we'll see. And I'm going to do the after show on Monday when it is over. Again, don't know if they're going to do just 2 radio hours, which is basically about an hour and a half or so. It might be like 125 or something like that. That or 10:25, 10:25 a.m. it might be over if they only do 2 radio hours, but if they do all 3, then it would obviously be later. So as soon as the Ramsey Show presentation on YouTube is over, that's when I'll do the after show, and it'll be like that until further notice. All right, now how about we do the market report? And a good day today. Russell Small Cap Index up 2.27%. How about that? Fun times. Can't argue with the green here. And the volatility index down. Let's see. Everything up in Europe. Almost everything up in Asia. So a good day for the whole world. Let's see what that US dollar is doing. Down to the euro, down to the Japanese yen. Up though against the British pound loaf. Down to the Canadian dollar A. They're not that sorry. And the Australian dollar said nar to the United States dollar there. But the dollar being down, again, when there's a good market day, the dollar generally tends to be more down against the other world's currencies. Let's see what the futures are. So looking good for Monday as well. But, the president could sneeze sometime this weekend, and that just freak everybody out. At this point, we don't know. SP 500 post longest winning streak in 20 years. Okay. Let's take a look at that. In 20 years, as Trump and China show some willingness to bend on trade. Yeah. It'll be fine. It'll all be okay. Let's see. What did we want? Oh, we wanted to check Exxon and Chevron reported today. Palantir, Ford on the 5th, which is Revenge of the 5th. So unfortunately, there won't be any after show on May the 4th be with you, but Revenge of the 5th, there will be, because that's Monday, and then Tuesday, AMD reporting, and Amazon and, no, not Amazon and Apple. Who was it? Was it Microsoft? I can't remember. Two tech companies had good earnings and good outlooks, and so their stock went way up the past couple of days. But Apple down 3.74 today. And I think that's really, I saw something about that being related to some lawsuit, another lawsuit. Everybody has to sue the person that's on top, always. Amazon down now 0.12% as well. And Meta up the most, 4.34. Yeah, they posted and had a great report there. So they're still making money. So the tech stuff's still making money. As you can see, NASDAQ is, that's futures. But even with today, but the small cap index was the highest today. Let's see if there's anything we need to, going to talk about that in a second. Six Flags theme park closing after more than 2 decades, announces final day for rides. Don't know where that is. They want you to click on it to find out where it is. Not gonna. What up, Rita? Can't stay for an entire time, but can stay a few minutes. Well, thank you so very much. Much appreciated, Rita. Yeah, Rita, I bet probably most people that know that Baker Street is Dave's theme song, they probably don't know the other parts of the song, the like the verses and stuff. You used to think that it was so easy. Was it something? You're trying now. And then it goes after that. Let's see. Senate Republicans raise red flags about Trump private dinner with his meme coin holders. All right. You're not allowed to have a private dinner if you're the president with your meme coin holders. You can't do that. Gmail password warning. You have 7 days to act. Google says. Google's been saying that a lot for like Gmail. They've had a lot of different warnings for that recently. I'm not sure exactly what that's all about. The ones that I've looked at didn't seem to be any big deal though. But you do that to get the clicks, of course. Of course you do. Let's see what we got in the news here. Yeah, enjoy the obscure one is that's the best. That's the best. I like the references. It's great when like one person in the chat gets it, because then I know that person's cool, like me. Because only me and that one other person knows it. So cool. CNBC, Trump calls on Fed once again to lower rates after solid April jobs report. And yeah, why not do that? Supposedly, the Fed wants to keep it at a 2% inflation rate. I got a great idea. Instead of sitting on your butts and not lowering it, how about you lower the rates more? And then if it goes under 2, then you can not lower it anymore or raise it back up a little after that. Why don't we be proactive instead of reactive, Fed? Dumb. I'm not an economic genius, but what would that hurt? I don't think that would hurt anything. President Donald Trump issues his latest call for the U.S. Federal Reserve to lower interest rates following a better than expected jobs report for April. The Bureau of Labor Statistics reported that non-farm payrolls increased by a seasonally adjusted 177,000 jobs last month. And see, when they do seasonally adjusted and that crap like that, that's sus as well. Stock futures rose following the release, as it should. Trump's Truth Social post shows him scaling back his criticism of Fed Chair Jerome Powell. All right, well, he still wants them to lower the rates, though. But that's basically the deal on that. Like, I don't know why you wouldn't err to the good side. If it goes under 2%, and you're like, oh, we can't have it be under 2%, then you can raise them again at that point. Why not work from positive than working from negative always? Working from behind the ball. So that's just, if anybody knows a good reason why they don't want to do that, why they want to keep the inflation rate high, let me know. Because I don't know everything. I'm just telling you my thoughts. A massive CNN business, a massive tariff on millions of American purchases just went into effect. Cue the chaos. And what is that? Parcels slide down a ramp after being scanned by the U.S. Customs and Border Protection overseas mail inspection facility at Chicago's O'Hare International Airport in February 2024. All right. I'll get back to that in a second. Let's see what this is. All right. The tariffs, many Americans might not have felt major effects from President Donald Trump sweeping tariffs until now. Oh, I did skim this earlier. This is all about Chinese imports. So you're buying it really cheap in China. And so that's not a right that you have to have it be really cheap from China. And so especially resellers and stuff like that. If that's the case, then you can take advantage of it for sure. But if the tariffs are going to be like 145%, then maybe it doesn't make sense for you to do that anymore. And then you can just buy American stuff that'll be essentially cost the same price, and you don't make as much. Sorry about that. You don't get to control that. So that's basically about the same thing about the article. But this U.S. Customs and Border Protection inspection facility at Chicago's O'Hare International Airport. Who built this? And so, I mean, did all the packages coming through, did that really like scrape up the bottom of it and stuff? And so they put a placemat down here? What is going on? I mean, have you heard of a thing called metal instead of building it out of wood? How about some metal and being involved in it? That's just really weird. I mean, we're talking about China stuff and, but I mean, this is the U.S. Customs and Border Protection. Overseas mail inspection facility. So, I mean, that seems sus. That seems low rent right there. And I mean, government is not really the ones they're not trying to save a dime generally on any of their facilities. So I wonder what's going on with this one. Weird. Or maybe they just rent the place for free and it's already got the equipment in it. I don't know. I don't know exactly what's going on with it, but it just looks really sus to me. It's like, this is America? It's American government facility? Alrighty. Let's get into some questions. All right, thanks everybody for watching right now live. And again, so Ramsey show 9 a.m. Monday, and then either about a little bit before 10:30 it'll be over, or 11. Lost my mind for a minute. 10:30. It'll be over 10:30, or like 11:20, something like that, if they do all 3 hours. But I don't know. I would think that they would probably keep it to 2 hours and keep the last radio hour exclusively on the Ramsey Network app, but I don't know that for sure. So I'm gonna kind of wing it on Monday, and then after Monday we'll know. Because Mod did not say about that, which I would think that would be good news, and he would say that to kind of tamp down the stuff about the time changing, with some good news like that of being all 3 radio hours again. This is Unhappy Soul Chad. All right, well, try to be happy. Let's see, some advice needed. All right, I'll give it to you. Maybe step 1, flare. Okay, I have the following debt. Okay, different things. PayPal working capital, that's a no for building business. No, we don't take a line of credit from PayPal. We don't do that. That's a no. So you need to close that business. Medical debt, IRS, yeah, bad. Everything you're doing here is bad. Personal loans from friends and family to the tune of $9,000. So dumb. Truck is paid off. That's one good news there. People, I love it. I know Dave says smallest to largest debt and to always pay IRS off first. Yeah. So, end of story. Do that. His advice has been proven for 30 years. Millions of documented success stories. Anything that you might be thinking, you're using the same mind here that came up with the use PayPal working capital and borrow $9,000 from friends and family. So you can't be trusted, sir, because you're doing it wrong, or madam. And so maybe that's why you're an unhappy soul, because you're doing dumb stuff. Don't do that. So that's the advice would be to follow the baby steps, and that's basically all of the advice always, except when you need to pause it, when there's some kind of emergency, or if there is a new baby coming. That's a pause event as well. Small University 875 401k advice. My employer contributes 10% of my salary to my 401k, fully vested, even if I put in 0. That being said, should I focus on maxing out my Roth IRA first and then add to my 401k? Yes. Because you don't have to contribute anything to get the 10%. Yeah, even if you put in 0, so you don't have to, it's not a match really, it's a gift. So yeah, you would do that. You would let them do that, and you would prioritize the Roth IRA. Now you can see about doing a Roth 401k if that's allowed there in your whoever is running your business's investment plan. If they have the Roth option, you can do that as well, but it's match first, and this is not just a match, it's a gift, so that's definitely first, but that happens whether you do anything or not. So as far as what you have to do, you would prioritize the Roth IRA. And as I said, the advice would also be to change to a Roth 401k if possible. Not all employers offer that though. New to this. Let's see, I'm not a robot. 69. I don't believe you. I don't believe you. If you wouldn't have said that, I wouldn't have had any problem. But since you said you're not a robot, I do not believe you. It's the same way I hate and I say the kids, of course, but you even got old people like me now because it's in the zeitgeist of people doing the honesty disclaimer, virtue signaling that they're honest, that they're honest, saying to be honest or honestly, every other sentence they're saying. And that makes me not think you're being honest. If you didn't address it, I wouldn't have thought anything. We would have been fine. Just be honest. Don't say you're honest. Greetings. Been watching some YouTube videos of Ramsey. They're on there. And I understand the concept of sacrificing now. Okay. Dead Snowball. Make your money work for you. Yeah, so then what's up? Well, why does it have to be something? If you understand that, do that. Let's see. I'd say there's more. Of course, there's more. When they overthink it, they overthink it. Let's see. I'd say we're on baby step 2. Probably. Let's see. You're in the lowest step that applies to you. Like some people have a mortgage, but they have non-mortgage debt, and instead of thinking they're on baby step 2, they're thinking, oh, I'm on baby step 6. That's not how it works. You're on the lowest one that applies to you. Where were we? Cut up our cards, close the accounts. Cut up our cards, close the accounts. That's Billy Joel. What is that? Oh, My Life. Go ahead with your own life. Leave me alone. We cut up our cards, close the account so they won't send new cards. Yeah. Good job. And we can't access them digitally. Great. Yeah, that does help. Like, because if you don't close it and you still leave the number in the Amazon account, guess what you might do? Even if it's on, as the kids say, even you olds like me say, on accident. It's by accident. It's on purpose. Just because it's on purpose, you don't get to flip it around and also do on accident. Where are we? And agreed, no more spending like we're in Congress. Okay, that's great. Now all you got to do is do it after you agree to do it. What I need help with is actually figuring out how to do it. We just downloaded the $1 app, input all our income, debts, etc. But what is the best way to make it work correctly and not be overwhelmed by looking at all the numbers on a screen? I don't understand what's being overwhelmed to you, but then again, there was not ever a time that I did not know, like down to probably within $10 of what I had in my checking account at any one time, and how much approximately I owed on debt, even back when I was doing it wrong, and I certainly was. And I was dumb, and that's why I feel okay calling people dumb now, because I know it. I can spot it. My wife and I aren't big spreadsheet budget people, but we're committed to getting out of debt. And, well, then you keep looking at it. Eventually, it should make sense. It's simple math. Hashtag third grade. It's not that hard, but yeah, if you've not ever done a budget before, it's going to be all new to you, and so you need to give yourself grace on that. Rachel says give yourself 3 months at least before you start being upset that you're not doing it correctly. Getting out of debt and getting more comfortable financially. I do believe this is a great way to get started on that. It is. I want to attack our lowest balance account, but I don't want to throw too much at it and not be able to afford other payments down the line. Okay, we're looking at May to be our first full month of doing things the every dollar way. We'll have a few hundred in checking carry over to May. How should we work that in and figure out how to make our money work for us? All right, so that is a misconception by a lot of people. It's called the Every Dollar app because every dollar should have a name. You're intentionally spending or sending to debt every dollar. So you make that plan ahead of time and say, this is where the money is going. We're not going to spend over this amount at the grocery store. If somebody's birthday that we forgot comes up, they don't get a present this year. Sorry. If they were that important, you would have remembered them. So you just have to be intentional with every dollar. And so it does say, and it is a zero-based budget because it accounts for every dollar. Now, what that does not mean is that at any given point you have zero in your checking account. You still have to have enough in the checking account to get you to the next paycheck. And so, not having done it before, I can understand why these people might be confused and trepidatious about it. It's your college word for the day there. It's very simple math, so eventually you ought to be able to get it. It's just doing it all this stuff, doing the mindset change, and then plus looking at the numbers all at the same time. I understand how it might be overwhelming. So yeah, you just make sure that you have enough money in the account. And a lot of people do it, I think, by waiting a full month before putting the previous month's extra to debt, just to make sure that they don't have any problems. But basically it's that you make sure that you can pay all of your bills up until you get your next paycheck. And you have to do that with every single paycheck. And that's how much you have to have in your checking account so it can float you to the next paycheck. But you're still being intentional with all of it, and you are accounting for every single dollar. Extra in the checking account doesn't mean you get to spend extra money. That's a NAR, as our Australian friends would say. So, and tips, advice on successful budget. Yeah, you got to just keep working with it to get it to where you understand exactly what's going on. And it might help you also to look at your bank account online every day to start with, even so you can see like where the money goes and how that happens over time. And if you only look at it once every couple months, a lot of stuff happens in between there. The more you're looking at it, you're seeing stuff, and like you might then realize by looking at it every day, you might realize, oh, crud, that's on automatic payments. I didn't know that was on automatic payments. And so that kind of thing. And so that puts you more in charge of it because you know more what's going on if you look at transactions every day. And Rita is out, and she hopes she'll see me again sometime, and I hope that too. Black Otter 1, career move help. Hey guys, been listening off and on for a year. I need some help with my next career move. Here's my call to Dave. Did you already call him? Please give advice as they or you would. Okay. Is this just a pretend call, or did you call already? Because if you called already, why are you asking Reddit? Because Dave would be better to answer anything. Maybe this is just pretend call. How's it going? You'd say he's better than he deserves. I have a tough series of decisions to make for my job. 26-year-old project manager at a construction company. In my yearly review, I was told, it's like Milton from Office Space. I was told that I wouldn't have to move again. I was told that I would get cake this time because I didn't get it last time. I was first among the 8 project managers that my company has. Okay, great. Did they front? Were they lying to you? They are opening a branch in a city 4 hours away from their main office, 6 hours from home. My first question is, I'm a bit concerned about job security as the company has tried 2 other branches much further away and have closed them both this year. Yeah, that would be toast sus for me too. Where are we? I didn't realize it was more. Job security is coming to close other 2 branches much further away and have closed them both this year. Since I'm the best that I have been chosen to go. Yeah, I'm excited about the opportunity, but I'm worried that this will fail like the other 2. I'm unsure about how to proceed and what to do, weighing my excitement to go and fear of the branch closing and being stuck in a year lease. Yeah. No 6-month or month-to-month available from what I've seen. You haven't looked enough is what I'm going to go ahead and say on that. This is the kind of stuff that people type when they have checked 1 or 2 places on there, and it might not be the perfect apartment for you or whatever. So you need to get over yourself and actually look as far as this part is concerned. My other question is, I'm averaging 70-ish hours a week, but want to work more to make more money and save a ton of cash for down payment for a house. If/when I find one. I've been flipping cars for the past 2 years, but I am starting to get burned out as the stress anxiety. My first question is piling up in this. Well, you talk to your employers about it. You say, well, what if that company has to close? What if it doesn't work out? Do I get my job here back or what? And you could possibly decline it as well. And then, of course, then you probably don't get as much money, that kind of thing, for not doing that. But, you can't have everything. You can't have the more money and the, not doing what they want you to do, basically. Stress of flipping is destroying my love for wrenching. All right, fixing cars, I guess. I'm unsure how to replace wrenching the cars as a side gig with something else and would love advice. I hope to continue to work on cars, but as a decompress and hobby, not a stressy side gig. Okay, well, you're the one that's allowing it to be stressful. What's making it stressful? If you were putting that pressure on yourself to, I got to hurry up and sell this, but also the thing is, like if you, for example, are dumbly putting this on debt, putting the cars on debt, buying them on debt, and so that's why you feel stressed to sell it quickly. You do not do that. You do any business stuff with cash. That way there is no stress. What is causing you stress there? Or is it just stress from the work stuff? Well, like I said, you talk to them and you make the decision. You got to be a big boy or big girl. Was it Black Otter 1? Yeah. You got to be an adult. Let's be an adult, and you find out what the parameters are if it does close, and then you'll know. People, this is the same type of thing that people do in relationships too. They're like, oh, well, I don't want to talk to them because I don't want the confrontation. I don't want to talk to my girlfriend or boyfriend or my spouse even. I don't want to talk because I want to take care of it because I don't want them to have to deal with it, is often the excuse. Or I don't want the confrontation on it. Be an adult and take the confrontation. So, but why, if you love working on cars, why is it stressing you out? I don't get that. And if it's because you're doing it on debt, got a great way to get rid of that stress is stop doing that dumb crap. Baby step 0. Part of it, it's not on here. I don't know why I'm scrolling. Part of baby step 0 is where you decide to pay off your dumb ass debt. and decide that you are no longer going to take out any dumbass debt. Own Law 9320. Every dollar app help. Okay, I'm not going to be any help on this. And I don't know if Sid is here today either. Let's see, a couple weeks ago, my bank changed names without much notice, and since then, every dollar app stopped uploading my transactions. Yeah, I don't know what happens with that, but that's, I mean, just the bank changing names could do that. But like if another bank bought them, like their routing and account number, I mean, your account number probably would stay the same, but the routing number probably changed. So there's things you gotta look into about that. So yeah, I paid for a premium version specifically for this feature. It doesn't guarantee that it will connect to your bank forever. So I don't know what to tell you about that. I mean, you can call every dollar and find out. You can call Ramsey Solutions and ask to see what you would do in that case. You can call the bank and ask them about it as well. Now it doesn't work at all. Right. Well, it still works. It just doesn't connect to your bank account. And actually, you putting in your transactions, I'm a big fan of that because, like the other people that weren't used to doing a budget, you typing it in makes you see the dumb amount of money that you're probably spending on stuff that you didn't even realize. And so I got no problem with you typing the stuff in. I understand you paid for the premium version to do that, but I don't know that you have any basis for like getting your money back or anything like that. Just because your bank did, every dollar didn't do this. Ramsey Solutions has nothing to do with the bank's changing name. So, every dollar support, and they told me to call my bank. Yeah, called the bank, and they told me to call every dollar. No, it's up to the bank. The bank is the one that changed the name. Every dollar doesn't have anything to do with that. Stuck in a loop with no solution. Has anyone else had issues with bank name change or merger causing problems with the transaction sinking every dollar? I haven't, but I can see how that would happen, just like I told you. Because if another bank bought them, or they did merge, and the other bank that they merged with is taking over, and they're changing the branding to that, then that would change the routing number as well, and that may be the only problem. So if you can manually put in the routing number, maybe it could find it, perhaps, but I would find that out. And you can log into your bank account on the internet and find out what the routing number is if they have changed it on the website too. They may not have changed the website. The website may still say the old bank name, for example. So it just depends on how good the bank is about making that change happen quickly. Saving for a house. Who's this? Immediate breakfast. All right. Well, I don't always have it, and for a long time, because I didn't work until 10 a.m. for a long time. I would wake up about 9:15 or something like that. Lived very close to work, so no problem getting there in time. And I would just wait and just have first meal at noon instead of an immediate breakfast. I'm debt free and saving to buy a house. We can't make much progress on one income. Yeah, well, it's going to take a while then, isn't it? But in 3 to 4 years, when my partner finishes their degree. Okay, we got a partner and a there in the same sentence. My goodness. Having boomer overload here, and I'm not even a boomer. We'll have 20% plus within a year or two. Okay, so that's 4 years from now. What's the question? There's nothing to speed that up. My question is, what do I do until then? I've never invested anything. Should I put my savings in a CD or something? High yield savings account, no CDs. What would Dave do? Flair here. You would have to have 5 years before you needed the money in order to use the market for a piggy bank to actually invest it. But yeah, a high yield savings account would be the best you can do for that without going into the market. Valiant for Truth. Where to put money in the budget? What you talking about, Willis? Retirement and additional saving. Hey y'all, hi guys. I 36 and my wife 32 are wondering what the best course would be concerning on how to optimize our retirement and savings. Some background, great, and it's longer. I noticed sooner, so let's open it up. There we go. Some background with debt free, excellent. Run a townhome from her parents. Really blessed and privileged to be able to do this as our rent is extremely cheap. Yeah, that part's great. Money transactions with friends and family, though, that can easily lead to bad times. Monthly income is after tax, medical insurance, and my 401k with the company I work for is $4,000. Currently contribute 5% to my Roth 401k with a company match of 4%. It should be 15%. Why isn't it not more? You're doing it wrong. Let's see what they're doing here. We have 3 months saved in our normal savings account for emergency. I would not recommend just 3 months if you have a mortgage. Oh no, you're just renting. That might be all right then. If that's fine with you, you can sleep at night with 3 months, knock yourself out. My wife's company, she's a hairstylist, does not offer any 401k, but we have one set up for her. You mean a spousal, maybe? Or are you talking about you have a Roth IRA, maybe? We also have another Roth 401k set up for me along with a brokerage account. Okay. Well, you don't do that. You don't need the brokerage account unless you are going to max out that 401k with your 15%. We currently contribute 20% of my monthly incomes into the regular savings. You would not, once you decide you only need 3 months in your emergency fund, you're done with saving. That's it. You're done. So you're doing it wrong, because if you need more savings than 3 months, then you shouldn't be investing yet. That's dumb as crap. How about we take a look at the baby steps and do those, is what my advice would be. So I told you they were doing it wrong. And both 401ks that are through the financial institution. Since we have 3 months in our savings emergency, should we be putting more money into brokerage? No. No. Where is your money going that you're only contributing 5%? And they match 4, which the match doesn't count as part of the 15%. So you need to be putting 10% of your pay into that. So you're doing it wrong. You don't try to have, well, this, I'm going to have this savings and this savings and this savings, and then I'm going to have this investment and this investment and this investment. Why would you use a brokerage account and pay taxes both ways? That's dumb as crap. The only time you would do that is if you're maxing out your 401k and you have a Roth IRA that you have maxed out as well. And then maybe even a health savings account also to take advantage of some tax advantage. And then you would just, any medical stuff, you would just cash flow, because that does allow you another last gasp at some tax-free investing. So you're doing it wrong. Where'd you come up with this dumbness? It's all over the place. I don't understand it. I have no idea why anybody would do it the way you're doing it. The math doesn't even work out. Now, a lot of times the math does work out, but that's still not the Ramsey way because it doesn't involve the risk. It doesn't come with the risk assessment in there. There's no risk button on your calculator. But this crap, I don't know. I have no idea what's going on there. So that's a no. Let's see. I guess I'm a sort of stuff on how we should be divvying up that portion money. What? Sort of stuff. Maybe I guess I don't understand how we should be doing that. You don't have to try to understand it. It's right here. Look at this. Oh, look at this. It says, baby step 4, invest 15% of your gross income into retirement. It doesn't say do extra savings, does it? No, it doesn't. You're so dumb. The breakdown is, I don't care. You're doing dumb stuff. You don't need to give me a breakdown. You already explained it. I don't need to know the actual numbers either. You're doing it wrong. Let's see if anybody else told him you're doing it wrong. Sponsor retirement account. You can't have one set up for you, right? Yeah, I mean that part right there, and I guess I'm a sort of stuff on here. The person may not have their crap together in their mind or anywhere else, so may not know. Yeah, but you can't do a 401k. I mean, you can't do a spousal thing. I think that might just be for Roth though. When like the spouse doesn't work, you can still do a spousal Roth, I believe. But so you're doing it wrong. You have the emergency fund and you don't add to it. And then you don't have, we're going to save up another 20,000 just to have it there. That's a no. You don't do that, especially when you're doing dumbass stuff like not putting 15% into your freaking 401k and Roth IRA. It's fine if it's combined. 50, but it needs to be 15% of your gross income. It's not that difficult to understand, but people are nutty, as we all know. Every dollar down, it won't over me anymore. Apparently it was a few days ago, so probably that day. Being debt-free, house and everything is amazing. I'm sure it is. It's awesome. PDX Wimbat, all right. I like wombat, but being a wombat on a whim. That whim has a H in it though. Significant line 190. Should I keep my savings or pay off debt? Well, I wonder if the baby steps could answer this question. 24 with $52,000 saved. What a dumbass. You managed to make it to the Dave Ramsey subreddit. You might have heard of baby step 1, maybe. Maybe you heard of the baby steps. Even if you lost interest, you probably read step 1. It says save $1,000 as fast as possible here, but of course, the Ramsey version is save $1,000 for your starter emergency fund. It does not say save $52,000. Where does that come from? 15,000 on car, sell the car. 11,000 student loans, about to pay 5,000 cash for my final semester next month. That's great. That is the first thing. And you would, like, for example, if you're still going to college, like that person is, you would cash flow that instead of paying it to debt, but then having to take out more debt for the final semester. So yes, doing that part right. But other than that, dumbass for saving up the money. I mean, that's better than having spent $52,000 on some dumb stuff or going 52,000 more into debt, but having 52,000 saved while you have debt is dumb as crap. I'm trying to buy a house in September. No, you're not. No, your debt has to be completely gone first. And so you don't have enough. So now we know what it's for. $52,000 is for the down payment, but that's a no. Sorry, not happening in September. Not if you're following the Ramsey advice. And put a large down payment. Yeah, you should put a large down payment. But you're not going to be ready in September, brah. Should I pay off my debt? Yes. Or keep my savings? No. If you can read the baby steps and explain it to me using the baby steps, how that makes sense, I'd be interested to hear that. I don't think you can. Monthly income is $5,000, sometimes more, and expenses $2,200. My job has been very slow lately, and I'm not making as much, which scares me. Yeah, well, you are in college. I try to save as much as I can and max out my Roth IRA. You wouldn't do that crap anyway. You wouldn't be investing anyway. You're doing it wrong. Look at this. It says $1,000. Okay, so you overdid it on this by saving $52,000. I get it was for the house, but that doesn't happen until step 3B. And also, baby step 4 is when you start investing, and you know what they have in common? Baby step 3B and baby step 3, where you would have more than $1,000 as emergency fund, as savings. All of those things have 3B for the down payment, and step 4. All of those things have one thing in common, is that they happen after baby step 2. What, people are nutty. I don't know why they think the way they do. I don't know why you would think you would be paying off your debts, but also doing saving money for a house, and also having extra savings and investing, doing all that at the same time. That is dumb as crap. You're not getting anywhere then. If you just put a little bit towards everything, that's going to take your baby step journey a lot longer to happen. So you're doing it wrong. And of course, locked post, because probably somebody said you're doing it wrong. You're dumb as crap. And so that probably happened that way. Well, I mean, it's 77 as well, so you probably, that's a lot of people. So you probably got equal amounts Dave haters that are in here, and yeah, they're trolls on the internet, shocker. And so you probably get the people that say, yeah, you want to have a saving, you do want, all this you're doing is perfect. There's people that think that. They're dumb as crap too. Feeling like I'm stalling out. Background, I'm a 25-year-old engineer and have been working for almost a full year now. Oh, a whole year? Oh my goodness. How can you handle things? I'm single, no kids, live in Billings, Montana, so the cost of living is relatively cheap. How are you standing that? So much pressure to be single with no kids, and the cost of living is relatively cheap. Quit being dumb. I mean, I know you're only 25, but my goodness. I make a gross income of $105,000. Oh man, your life sucks. Not including yearly bonus. I have no debt and a 10K emergency fund, a high yield savings account. I contribute 15% of my income to a Roth 401k. 20K in there currently. Yeah, it's not going to be that much because you're still a baby. With an 8% company match. Great. What is your problem? What's the problem here? I don't see any. I also have auto deposit set to my Roth IRA to max that out. Only 3K in there currently. Okay, it's fine. You just got started. What's the problem? Goal, I want to purchase a see, here we go. Here we go. Goal, I want to purchase a truck, boat, and house, but I'm feeling overwhelmed trying to save a big enough down payment on the home while trying to... Right, so I got a great idea. People are nutty. Here's my goal. Guess what? That's 3 goals. House, boat, and truck. That's 3 goals. That's not just 1 goal. That's 3 goals. So quit being dumb and do one thing at a time. Set priorities. I would think it would be the house that you would want. So get the house first, and quit trying to spend so much darn money all at the same time. I understand that you have probably recently gone up to $105,000 per year after previously making much less money. But here we like to do a thing called not that much lifestyle creep. So quit your dumb crap. That is so dumb. Oh, let's see what else is there. All right. See if there's anything. The golden truck is 30K and the boat is 10K. No, that's a no. Pick one and do one first. Whichever one you want the most. You do that first. The truck needs to ideally be bought by 7/31/26. Okay, so that's a long time from now, as I will be giving my sister my vehicle at the end of next summer. See, you don't have to do that. You're the dumbass that's putting those stipulations on yourself. So why would you do that? Because you're thinking, oh, I'm going to be making a lot of money. I can buy everything. I can buy the house and truck and a boat. The boat would be ideally be purchased by 3/31/27. Hey, guess what? You may still be able to do that. Maybe you got to cut some other stuff out of your budget. Even in the cheap cost of living area, buying a home using mortgage would ideally be in 2028 or soon after my boat purchase. So it's more important to have a boat and a truck. The truck because you promised your sister the vehicle. I would have to take back that promise. That's dumb. You're doing a lot of dumb thinking right here. I've been saving up for these purchases in my high yield savings account, thinking that the goals are too near in the future to invest the funds, right, in the market, right. That you'd have to have a 5-year time span. But I don't think you're going to be able to do all of these things all before then. I mean, you do have it spread out to almost 2 years to for the boat, and then the house another year after that. So 3 years for that. So I mean, it's possible, I guess, if you don't spend any money doing anything. But life doesn't work like that. I mean, you're single. All you got to do is meet the right person, and all of this dumb crap gets turned on its head. Let's see. I was doing good, doing well. Doing good is what Superman does, or the Red Cross. Doing well on the Every Dollar app, but I recently got a Fidelity Rewards credit card, and you cannot sync transaction to. Okay, so where did you? I didn't see in the baby steps. Where did you see get a credit card? So I have not been consistent with the budget in the last 2 months. So you're doing it wrong. You're dumb as crap, sir. Sorry about that. No, you shouldn't decrease your. No, you shouldn't decrease your contributions. But I tell you what. When you would like to follow the proven plan and quit with your own dumb crap, like continuing to use debt, then you can just follow the baby steps and it'll be very easy. And you're feeling like you're stalling out, that's because you're dumb as crap. That's because you're trying to do too much all at the same time and your money's limited. I mean, if you made $200,000 or $300,000, it still wouldn't be smart, but it would be more tenable to try to do what you're going to try to do. But you're dumb as crap, sir. So quit being dumb. And so for right now, you go ahead and do whatever dumb crap you want to do. If you find that doesn't work out for you, maybe try the Ramsey advice. And again, somehow you found yourself to the Dave Ramsey subreddit. You're not just on some default money forum where you talk about money stuff and stuff like that. And what do you mean you feel like you're stalling out? Because you can't do all the dumb crap you want to do? It's actually lucky that you can't do all the dumb crap you want to do. You are so dumb. All right. Oh, and that's going to be it. Should you keep your SUV? And you know what I say normally? I won't even read this. We'll get into it tomorrow morning at either 11:30 a.m. I mean Monday morning. Excuse me, Monday morning. Um, on the May Revenge of the 5th, May 5th, Monday morning. Uh, Ramsey show is 9 a.m. and it will either go till about 10:30, and that's when I'll start a.m. and or it'll go to like 11:20 or so, 11:15, something like that. So I'll be at a new time as well. So it can still be the after show. Eventually, maybe I might change it to the Coach Steve Money show, but of course it helps to have the Ramsey show name in the title of it. So I don't know what I'll do about that. Where are we? Oh yeah, so the keep your SUV. Normally, if the person even thinks to bring it up, that's going to be a yes, because there must be, and that's an ad. And debt-free screen question: have you done it? Do they just take your word for it? They vet you. I don't exactly know how though, but they do vet you. Alrighty. Thanks so much for joining, and maybe the last ever Ramsey Show After Show, starting at 5:25 p.m., 5:27 p.m. p.m. As again, the Ramsey Show is starting at 9 a.m. Eastern Time, and that does mean it is an old show. Like they used the best of today, and so Monday mornings will be Friday's show. And so that way you might see Dave on Fridays now, because that will actually be the show that's recorded on Thursday. And so it used to be a 2 hour delay. And so now it's as usually like 3/4 of the day until the next morning amount of time. But then it also could be, if they record it Friday, you won't see it till Monday morning at 9 a.m. And so again, 10:30, whenever that YouTube video of the Ramsey show is over on Monday, that's when I'll start. So yeah, about 10:30 or about 11:15 or so, I think. Alrighty, once more, Coach Steve Money, Ramsey Solutions Certified Financial Coach. And if you, yes, you, talking to you, if you have money problems, or you just want, or if you're doing it wrong, or you're being dumb, I'll tell you. I'll tell you all about that. You can schedule a free financial coaching consultation with me, Ramsey Solutions Certified Financial Coach. And you can do that at calendly.com/Coach Steve Money. That link is in the ticker below going on right now, and also in the video description. All these links are, and plugs. The email is coachstevemoney@gmail.com. You can ask me about financial questions, about coaching, anything on my YouTube channel. Donations can go to paypal.me/Coach Steve Money. Alternatively, the Cash App at $Coach Steve Money. Or Walmart gift card to coachstevemoney@gmail.com. Upcoming streams, this stream, and of course I didn't change it, forgot to change it. The ticker still says 5:27 p.m., but until further notice, it still will be Monday through Friday, but it will be following the Ramsey show, which again, anticipating it being either about 10:30 a.m. or 11:15, depending on if they do 2 radio hours or 3, which Ma did not clarify on. Alrighty, thanks so much for watching. Have a great, fabulous weekend. And Sunday, of course, is May the 4th be with you. So have a good one of those. And as always, make smart financial decisions every day.